AI-driven policy automation. So I am Sonali.
Hi, I am Pavan. Today we are here to talk about AI-driven policy automation.
It's policy. I think Arnav and Barun has already covered a lot of things on why we need security and how you can eliminate it at day zero or how you can take security measures. So I'll quickly jump to my favorite picture and show you guys this one. So this is a very favorite picture of mine. Reason being, I am a mom and I tend to relate the real world with the infrastructure a lot. So if you leave your kitchen unguarded, this may happen. It's a mess, a lot mess, and then you have to clean. Similarly, this is what happens with a developer. If they leave their infrastructure unguarded, this is what is going to happen. So you need right policies in place. Now, you can enable security in a lot of ways in Kubernetes. I think these folks have already covered about that. That you can have role-based access control, you can have network policies, you can encrypt your data in transit. But having said that, even if I define a role-based access control to my kitchen, that my son is not allowed in the kitchen, still, by any chance, if he got access to the kitchen, the thing is, there should be enough proofing in the kitchen that he is not able to open those drawers or those cabinets. But then, it's not like one shoe fits all everything. So you need to understand what type of problems are there or what type of infrastructure you have and then implement the policies based on that. So similarly, if you have cabinets, you will have different type of locks. If you have drawers, you will have different type of locks. It's not like you can go and implement the same policies for every type of resources. So this is where Kyverno comes in. I think Barun introduced it very rightly that Kyverno is a dynamic admission controller. It works as a policy engine which helps you apply policies on your resources, helps you identify with what vulnerabilities are there in your infrastructure. It enables automation. You can implement policy as a code. So yeah, he will tell you more about what policies are there, how you can implement it.
Kyverno. It's working now. Yeah, Kyverno comes majorly with three types. One is validation policy. This ensures your resource meets the standards and the constraints. Then is mutation policy, where the resources are muted automatically to the predefined rules. Then is generate policy, so which generates synchronously based on the other rules. Example is you automatically create the config maps based on the namespaces. Considering the time constraints, we'll focus majorly on the validate policy.
So, like Pavan told you, Kyverno comes with many predefined validate policies and which helps you adhere to compliance. Similarly, you can also write Kyverno policies. I think Barun was showing about how you can write a kube armor policy. But then this is what we are going to show. To keep it simple, we have used the Kyverno sample policies that can help you understand, which policy is right for which resource.
Yeah. This is where AI-driven policy automation, like Sonali mentioned, it's not one choose fits for all. So, yeah.
So AI will help you identify what the problem is. So it's not like you have your resources already deployed on your cluster and you are struggling to identify what policies you need to apply. So there are like hundreds of policies available. You can define root, run as root, or various other things. But then how will you know if you have like a pod or if you have a deployment or you have a stateful set, which policies should be applied to scan the vulnerabilities in it? So for a developer, it is going to be a cumbersome, time-taking task to identify the right policies. And this is where AI-driven policy automation comes in, wherein you can use an AI tool to basically identify which policies are right for your infrastructure. So Pavan will tell you.
Yeah. Tools like GPT and Clio, these are AI-powered copilot AI assistants designed to interact with your code base, than to your Kubernetes cluster. And then this significantly reduces the effort, the manual effort. So it will rightly identify the policies which are perfect and tailored to your infrastructure.
So today, what we are going to do, we are going to show you a demo wherein we are going to integrate AI with Kyverno using Clio. And since the behavior of AI can vary, because it stores the data, so it can get advanced one by one. So we have recorded this use case for you, wherein we are showing two things. The first is we'll identify the right policies based on your application manifest. So you can have your application code on GitHub. You can simply give AI your repo link or on your local access to your repository manifest, and it will scan you and help you identify the right policies. Now, from where are these policies coming? The Kyverno policy, the sample policies that I was talking about. So, and the second one is once you have identified those policies, how will you apply on your resources? Suppose you already have like a cluster deployed, you have application running. Then how will you ensure that those non-compliant resources are fixed? So we are going to show you two demos. It will be short, don't worry. Yeah, one more important thing. Please don't try this on production without trying.
It's because of the ChatGPT. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it is not that reliable because it depends on the prompt, right? So you cannot directly apply.
Blindly follow it, yeah.
Blindly follow it. So you have to ensure that you follow the proper release management to it. So here is our first prompt. So what we do is we have a public GCP microservice demo repository. Then we ask Clio to analyze and identify the 10 best suitable policies and set this in audit mode, because you cannot set directly in enforce mode. This, even if it is non-compliant, it completely blocks it. So to ensure, so we set it in audit mode and then create those policies in the different directory called as Kyverno policies. Is it blur? Yeah, just hold.
It's okay. Let's open. It's better now? Yeah. Let's play. I think it's there.
Yeah, here I have given the prompt. You could see that. So by scanning the repository, it rightly identifies that where could be the manifest. So you can see that it has identified Kubernetes manifest there. Like, it's likely that Kubernetes manifests are there. And it also scans the Kyverno policies which have already been cloned, and it assumes that, okay, these are the policies that are right to it. It's like pod security, best practices, PSA.
So the AI is running based on the prompt that we have given it. It is identifying the policies and filtering out which one is right for your infrastructure.
It's also creating the Kyverno policy directory, and once done, so it will copy all the policies to that directory. So you have filtered almost like scanning out of 100 or 100 plus policies, you have drilled down to 10 policies which are more suitable to your applications.
Just go to them. Yeah. So considering the time constraint, we cannot show you the complete demo. But the slides we have uploaded on Shed and the video is there on it, so you guys can go and directly check it out. So these are the list of the policies. I think Pavan can help you understand that better.
So now you have identified the policies, right? So what's next? So you apply it and you identify the vulnerabilities or the non-compliance resources. How about fixing that using the AI?
So this is our prompt 2 that we are going to give. So for execution of this, what we have done is on the Kubernetes cluster, we have already deployed the application. We already have deployed the policies, the Kyverno policies that we identified and kept it in a directory. So all those are already running as a resource on the cluster. And now the next task is the Clio will make use of the policy report. Pavan will explain you how. And then it will show you that you can basically identify the non-compliant resources and fix those basically. It's there only. Yeah. Yeah, it's playing.
Okay, so I have given the prompt to the Clio that to analyze the live cluster, and identify the reports, like based on the policy, Kyverno policy report, identify what are the non-compliant resources. Yeah, it has identified all the Kyverno policy report, and it said, okay, these are the passes and these are the failures. So since I'm asking it to particular load generator deployment, can you just see?
Yeah.
No, much, little less. Yeah, just 5 seconds. Yeah, just little back. Yeah, see, it has rightly suggested, it has seen the difference, what are the things that has happened. Based on the current state, it has connected to the live cluster, identified the deployment, it is suggesting the diff out of it. So you are using BusyBox latest, but generally one of the Kyverno policies suggests that you should not use the latest tag, you have to use a particular tag, and resource limits are not set. So these are the policies which it shows as a diff. This you can use it to validate whether should you proceed applying it or not. For the demo purpose, we are applying, and let's see. So yeah, since we have seeked it, it identified 5 non-compliance policies. So we'll try to fix it using Clio, and let's see how many it fixes. You can seek it to almost to the last. Yeah, pause it. So what I have done is, I asked you to fix it, and I applied it. So while generating a diff, after generating the diff, it has, I asked it to roll out the deployment and see the latest report once again. So what it does is, before applying the fixes, 5 non-compliance were there. Now it has reduced to only 2. So with this, you have reduced almost like 3 non-compliance stuffs. So it is efficient, as well as your effort on the time. So developer can enjoy other stuffs on the productivity.
So yeah, and additionally, you can also like integrate, like Barun was talking about KubeArmor, I think KubeBench, you can write policies related to that also, integrate kubectl top also, and make use of Kyverno and Clio together with tools like KubeArmor to basically take better security measures for your infrastructure. So talking about benefits, so you get advanced AI-assisted reasoning, you can analyze your configurations, you can basically update the policies, you can write custom policies using Clio. You are actually identifying the key challenges what your infrastructure already has that is going to make it more secure and ensure compliance, adhere to the standards like HIPAA or GDPR. So all this process, why we are doing it? The question is, the developer spends a lot of time buried in the YAML and identifying those problems. So meanwhile, like Pavan mentioned, you can do much more priority tasks. And in this way, the AI handles all the tedious works in minutes. Now, to come back to why we chose this talk is because at KubeCon, Cloud Native Con Europe 2024, Linux Foundation released one of the course called Mastering K8 Security with Kyverno, which me and Atul co-authored. And while we were the face of this course, Pavan actually helped us identify many real-world use cases and inculcate that in the course. So, and that actually helped us a lot because he has been working on the production for a lot time using Kyverno. So we were able to, improve the whole course, make it more closer to the real-world examples. Yeah. So here's the reason why we included our details at the end, because we didn't want to waste our time in the beginning. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. I'm a senior SRE working at Infracloud.
Yeah, and I am a developer advocate. I have written 100+ blogs. Like I told you, we worked on LFS 255. I am a member of application development working group. So if you guys are interested, you can catch up with me on related to that. I am a Linux system administrator at heart till date. So I write and I program like every day. And I am an open source contributor to systemd. I have been an outreachy intern, and I'm very vocal about women in FOSS, women in cloud native. So if you're interested, do come to me, reach out to me. And if you know someone who is on a work break and wants to come back, I can do, quick brainstorming sort of session, because I have been someone like that. I was on maternity break for almost 1.5 years. And in that period, I explored cloud native technologies, things like Terraform, AWS. So that has helped me come back to community, to contribute, to stand with folks like these, to interact with folks like these. So, and these conferences helps us a lot. So yeah, if anyone is interested, do reach out to me. And these are our profiles. Thank you.
Thank you so much.